Morning, everybody. I am wide awake. I'm kind of winning my battle against jet lag. So last night was a little bit better, actually. So I ended up taking a nap yesterday at like 3 o'clock, knowing that I was actually going to go out last night with some friends. So I woke up about 7 and then went and met Jay. You guys remember Jay, my Thai friend from. So we ended up meeting up for drinks about, I want to say, 8 o'clock. And then once I got back to the condo, I was getting dressed, and then all of a sudden the sky opens up, starts pouring rain. So it rained, like pouring rain until about 10:30, 11. And at that point, everybody kind of bailed on our plans to go out just because it was just really way too bad outside for us to get around. And even though I had taken like a 4-hour nap, I was still tired as hell. So I ended up going to bed, doing a little bit of reading, and actually got to bed at midnight. But I woke back up again at like 4:30 in the morning. I laid in bed and tossed and turned and contemplated trying to go back to sleep, but ended up just getting up about 6 and getting my day started. So honestly, I feel really good. And I think I might have got through this whole jet lag portion. So it's my first Sunday morning back here in Bangkok. I'm actually going to do my weekly grocery shopping. Mainly my produce and my vegetables and my eggs that I get from a local market not too far from where I'm staying. Actually getting the produce from the local market instead of the actual Thai supermarket. The price isn't that much different, but I just prefer to support the locals, and a lot of times they always give me a little bit extra. So aside from doing a little bit of shopping today, I actually I'm meeting up with the fellas for a midday workout session. Then I'm going to go see Baywatch with a friend of mine, and we're supposed to be doing something else for the day. So it should be a pretty chill Sunday. Also, remember, Sunday is when I answer travel questions. So if you guys got any travel questions or comments or anything, just shoot those over and I'll answer those throughout the day. I'm going to work on my technique. I keep doing this, looking down. So I got to work on my technique and looking to the camera right here, looking to the lens. You guys can see it's not too bad after the rain. They put in they're putting in a bunch of pumps along this. So about a month ago, for the rainy season really got going, and they've been doing all this construction. All of this is new, but you see all of this, they're putting down new drainage systems. And no offense to Bangkok, you guys know I love Bangkok, but this city tends to be reactionary. They don't foresee shit happening and, prepare for it. Like when something happens, they deal with it. Unfortunately, it took a flood, screwing over a lot of people to kind of get action, but here we go. So this is a neighborhood I stay in, for those of you who don't know. There's really no other people of color over here other than me and the darker skinned Thai folk. Now the guys actually live in the condo, across from me on one side and across from me on the other side. And we often walk down the streets and everybody knows who we are. So I'm not really the only one. It's just not a lot of us over here. And I by far prefer to stay in with the locals as opposed to a bunch of expats. So right here you can get a little everything. A little coffee, little banana cakes, some flowers. You got ice over here, my ice guy. You can get some bras if you need some. You got little boobies, like a little everything. Fish and chickens. As you get closer to the market, you see a little bit more of everything as you walk down the street. People have been doing this and living out here for decades. The cool things about the markets here is not only is the market usually popping, but like the side streets leading up to the markets are usually really, really good and full of stuff as well. So this is one of the wet markets where I usually get my fruits and vegetables and stuff. Eels, fish hanging out on the ground. Little macro thingies I don't mess with. I'm sometimes a little leery of the produce. I mean, not the produce, the meat here, but the produce is always good. I've never had an issue. So usually I have no idea what I'm going to cook for the week outside of my basic workout staples, grilled chicken, salads, garlic potatoes and stuff. Usually I just kind of wait to come to the market and see what's fresh and then just kind of figure it out. This is my chicken lady where I get the chicken and it's always refrigerated right here in the cooler. So 230 baht for 2 kilos of chicken breast cost about $7. Give it broccoli in a while, and it's in season here, so I'll get all of these broccolis. And I'm also getting some carrots as well. Broccoli and carrots. So 4 big things of broccoli and 4 carrots cost me $1.60, which is about $5-ish. Stalking. Look at him. You gotta see this. This is intestine. Intestine, stomach, tongue, liver. Of chicken, cows, and pigs. And it's funny, everything's so clean, you can't smell a thing. Yeah, pig heads. You can't smell any of it. Or maybe I'm just really, really used to it after years of being here. Now we're on the search for garlic vegetables. I love bananas, but it's not banana season, so they're going to be expensive and a little bit harder to find. So fruits, mainly bananas if I can find them, garlic, and I'm also going to get some eggs. I usually like to get them fresh, but these they're already broken down, so I can just smash them up and use them. It's perfect. And that is less than $1. So that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 6 or 7 cloves, give or take. I got my garlic. Now we're looking for fruits. And I don't know if I'm ready to get mangoes yet. I'm a little lazy. Let's see. We got pineapples and rambutan over here. Looking delicious. This market it tends to be Thai fruit, local Thai fruit, so you won't find the massive American stuff. That's a super high price like these ones. But I'm probably gonna get some of these apples. Oh, got my bananas. She's always got bananas. So a bushel right here costs about $1.50, give or take. That's 45. So I'm gonna get a bushel because I'll go through maybe 4 to 5 bananas every day, and then I'll get some apples as well. The easiest way to figure out what's in season is to come to the markets and see how every vendor has essentially the same thing. And just like back home, you find the vendors that you trust and give you discounts, and you kind of patronize them as much as possible. It's actually not too. So these are the famous dragon fruits, and those are the rambutan. Sorry about the traffic. I think I'm good for this morning. I'm not going to get rambutan. I just really don't eat them. Like if it's offered, I'll usually eat them. But they don't really have any real nutritional value for me anyway, for my diet. Here you see the coconuts. They tell them for coconut milk. They just chop it open. The durians. Let me get away before I smell it. And papayas are in season as well here. Thai papayas. These are sold each 25 baht each, which is about 75 cents, give or take, for apple. Only because it's the larger imported U.S. ones. Another place where I normally get my greens, but you get cilantro, basil, spring onions, fresh mint here. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do some mint. I need fresh mint for my smoothies. Those aren't looking good this year, so it's gonna cut. So that mint was one sprig was 5 baht, which is I don't know 15 cents or something, give or take. These days I'm gonna show you guys the secret of these pink eggs versus the white eggs. Don't get the pink eggs. And these are fried shallots already, crispy shallots, delicious. This is why it's called the wet market. Everything is fresh, and the ground is almost always slippery, so you gotta be careful when you come to these markets. You will bust your ass. Ooh, fresh ginger. Always get fresh ginger from her. Always get it here. Love it. Give me some corn from a workout today. Perfect. All different kinds also. Really good. If I can get some grilled chicken before my workout also. It's not ready yet. Not ready. These are like little eels. Salted eels. Those are the big ones. And then chicken. And then gizzards and little mackerels. And then obviously big chicken and gizzards. So I've got these bags full of food. Plus I've got food in my backpack. And I think I spent, 20 bucks total? And that's for a couple weeks. Not bad. You guys are fast with these questions, so I got 3 questions I want to answer right now as I walk back to the condo. The first one was if I'm ever worried about like the food safety, or if I've ever been sick from eating street food or getting produce off the street like this. So I, for the most part, have been living part-time in Thailand for about 4 years now, and I have never been sick from street food or any produce or meat that I've gotten off the street before. I've only been sick from fine dining restaurants here. That's definitely not a knock against fine dining restaurants. They're perfect, but I've recently realized that my body doesn't respond well to foie gras or oysters, and every time I've gotten sick, it was from eating those 2 things. So So to answer the question, nope, never get sick here. And to be honest, street vendors have a vested interest in ensuring that people don't get sick. If people are constantly getting sick from street food vendors, people won't go to them and they'll be out of business. So the next question is, what's the cost of living in Bangkok like? It's really cheap from a Western perspective. You know what? Let me take a step back on that one. It depends on the quality of life you want to live. And the main reason I say that is because I know people who live here happily and spend €1,000 a month, but I know people who spend €3,000 a month who are fucking miserable and hate it here. So it's the quality of life that you want to live, really. Personally, I don't crack $1,500 a month. And that's having my own place, that's eating out whenever I want, going for drinks, grocery shopping, gym membership, office, everything. I don't crack €1,500 a month. These little guys have been stalking me for years. They're cool though. They're cool. Oh, and to show the classism here and the difference, people live there, and there, and there, and then we live there, and there. Big difference within a 2-minute walk. Here, I mean, it's just Western privilege. We have Western and passport privilege, socially and economically. So to answer the question again, it depends on the lifestyle that you want to live, but I will say I prefer it here than the West by far. Of course, there are aspects that are frustrating, but all things being equal, it balances out because of the quality of life that we live here. I would spend easily around $3,000 to $4,000 a month if I was doing this in Austin. So the next question is, how do locals receive me? They love me. That's a cliche thing to say, man, but I get nothing but love from Thai people here. Because I'm always smiling, I'm always nice. Even if you don't speak the language, a smile is universal, and you just smile and wave and hi, and people kind of get to know you a little bit. People, like, when I came back, they were asking me where I was, like, oh, did I go home, and how was my trip? So people really care. Like here, kind of the way the culture is, even if you don't look like them and you live here and you contribute socially or economically, you're part of the community, and they kind of embrace you and kind of bring you in. So it's a really nice feeling to have here. And one of the advantages of actually being black here is you see a lot of white expats here. I mean, they're everywhere. They've been here forever. The British have a deep history in Thailand, but African descent people like myself, we don't have that history. So we're still kind of a novelty a little bit, and people are curious about us and they want to talk and interact, especially somebody who looks like me, who's clearly American. And this is really like the third neighborhood in Bangkok that I've actually stayed in. I lived in Tonglo / Ekamai area, Prakanon, and now this Onut area, and everybody's the same. It's really all the same here. Notice the difference in where I just was as opposed to where all the middle-class Thais and expats live. Very different. So for me, it's a perfect balance. I've got the Western privilege and amenities while still being close enough to the local community to get that experience, that exposure, that interaction. So it's a really good setup here. So this is for Steve. No, I've never gotten into a fight with a Thai person outside of like a little argument, maybe at a bar, maybe a vendor going back and forth, but I've never gotten into any real conflict with a Thai person. I have gotten into it with a lot of expats or tourists. By far, I would say out of 10 conflicts over the years, 9 of them are with foreigners, expats from around the world, from British, Americans, Canadians, Aussies, whatever. I also tend to live by code. Like, I never mix it up with locals, ever. They can say whatever they want. They can yell at me. I ain't getting into no fight with a local because you will lose that fight every single time, one way or the other. No, thank you. This is for Stephanie. Actually, my family doesn't come out here often. I've had 2 family members come through, but I have a lot of friends from around the world who do come through. I offer up my place for any of my friends who want to stay. Really, for me, anywhere, if I've got a place, like anywhere in the world, and some of my friends need a place to stay, I've always got room for them. So Bangkok's no different. So I have friends come in, but rarely family. I'm going to put this stuff away. I'm going to get to editing some videos. If you guys are not following me on YouTube, please follow me on YouTube. I need the love over there. Going to meet up with the guys in about 2 hours to hit the gym, and then I think I'm going to a movie at like 3 or something. So in like 5 hours. Let me know if you guys like videos like this. My YouTube channel, I realize I just don't vlog enough to make it like a daily thing. But if you guys want to see my daily life on Instagram stories, I will be more than willing to do this for you guys every day. Last question. It's about, do I have vendors that I always go to? Yes and no. It just kind of depends on what I'm getting. Like when it's like ginger and garlic, I kind of go to the same ladies. As well as the banana lady that you saw me buy from as well. I always get bananas from her because no matter what the season is, she always has them and they're always a really good price. Also, I have a organic farmer guy who gets me Brussels sprouts. They are so hard to find here. Like they are super cheap. Like from him, I spend maybe, I don't know, $7-8 and it gets me like 3 or 4 kilo or something. I don't have to double check the pricing, but honestly it's negligible for the quality that he gives me. I think here you always get hooked up. Like when you go to the same person, they always hook you up. It's really cool. Like they always kind of look out for you, give you a little extra. Like if you ask for 2 kilo, they'll give you like 2.2, 2.5 kilo or something. So it's good to go to the same people. With the street food vendor, something I learned years ago is, especially from a Western palate, if you go to the same vendor, they tend to remember how you enjoy your food, so you don't even have to say anything. So for example, the guy that I go get my som tom from, he knows exactly how many chilies I like. Tough time picking up languages. I'm getting far better in my Thai now. But early on, it's a difficult language to pick up for Western speakers or people who speak Latin languages like Spanish or French. This tactic can help you in that. You only have to really order it a couple times in Thai to kind of get a feel for it. And then they'll know what you want. So yeah. Ooh, it is humid, guys. That's why I'm sweating so bad. Like it's so humid outside since it rained all last night and this morning. I never have the AC on, as you guys can see back here. I rarely have the AC going, but I think I'm gonna crank it up now. Hey, what's up, guys? We just finished the workout, and we're about to go grab some noodles. Let's walk out pork noodles. Tell you, B branded. I don't know what's happening. Get off me. Oh. What?